So, all right, y'all. Savy back again with another topic, and this topic is gonna be about how this topic is gonna be about once the church falls, life will actually start. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm keeping it all the way 1,000. Don't hit me up about I'm Christian, all this other stuff, because I already told you in the beginning of my videos that religion is all a trap, the spirituality is all a trap. I'm open minded now, and I see through all the bullshit. So I'm gonna just say this: life will start once the church falls, and we must realize that the church is built by hands. And in the Bible, it clearly says that God did not build nothing by hands. But you must realize that God never existed because it was created by freeman spirits. The letter G was created. So obviously, God word itself was created by man, and that debunks everything right there. And the people who talk about like, oh yeah, the Bible, read your Bible, King James Version, all the other stuff, y'all must realize that all that shit was written. All that shit was written by man and the government. I'll probably say the government, but the government really didn't write it because they're not part of the 1%. It's the people that you don't know behind the scenes who pulls the strings. But deeper than that, deeper than that. So life will start once everybody leaves the church and realize that God, Jesus, all of them were bullshit. None of them existed. All that shit was to just throw the black man down, the white people, all them down. Just think about it. If we never had nobody to worship or Jesus or none of that bullshit, think about how much power we would actually have to overthrow what's going on in the real world. Think about it. Without religion and the book telling us what to do and how to live, think about how much we can accomplish without having no idol. Just really think about it. And I don't want nobody to tell me that, oh, we're free, because we're not free. I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm really getting tired of that shit all the time. I'm tired of all these spiritual YouTubers claiming that we're not God when God was created by a whole nother man. We must realize that the actual Messiah was actually a black person. I ain't trying to hurt no white people feelings and all that shit, but I'm done with all that love shit. Fuck love, because love spelled backwards is evil. All that shit is bullshit. I'm gonna just tell how it is, man. I ain't like the spiritual YouTubers gonna tickle your ears and all that stuff, We must realize that the crystals, all that stuff is all fake. Just because you wear crystals around your neck doesn't mean you're spiritual, because real crystals is found in caves. But the people who already took it from us had did a lot of things with it already and all that stuff. They didn't did all that stuff before. They stole it, everything from us. Everything. And this goes deeper down the meaning deeper down the hole about, the whole life starts when the church falls, is because when the church falls, you're going to realize a lot of people is going to start to wake up, because they're going to notice that, okay, who exactly are we praying to? Nobody knows exactly who we praying to. This is one thing too. Why does everybody pray about health, money? Why, like, people pray about materialistic things when in actuality it's supposed to be you putting in the work to be able to get to where you need to be. But here's the deeper down the rabbit hole. Because like I said, I haven't did that stuff in a minute, but deeper down the hole, I think I already said this in my videos before, but the word praying and all that stuff, why doesn't nobody pray to so-called God or your so-called God, whatever, your creator, Allah, all the bullshit religion people that they created and implanted a thought in your head, so now y'all worship the idol, So let's get down to it. Why don't nobody pray and be like, God, Allah, the creator? Why can't we have freedom to be able to do whatever we want, but just be in like happiness and joy, without no type of evil going on? If he's so-called the creator and he's so-called a good God that y'all wouldn't say, why? And then on top of that, they so-called say a prayer is like 100 angels working together. So imagine if you have 1,000,000 people, almost the whole world praying about God. Can we please get freedom? And can you destroy the 1%? I guarantee you, if everybody did that, nothing will happen. And then that would be the cause and effect of prayers don't work. I tell every Christian that. How come you don't, all these churches and all that stuff and Christians, how come you can't get 100 people or 1,000 people to pray? That's about 100,000 angels, but they so-called supposed to say that we're powerful to attack demons and all that stuff. Well, if you pray in 100,000 people, that's about 1,000,000 angels working together that can defeat what's going on already, but nobody thinks about that. So that lets me know prayers don't work. God is not really who he said he is. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit. Because on top of that, deeper down the rabbit hole, how the world is set up now questions God's existence. There's an all-time high on trafficking. There's an all-time high on killing. And your God is sitting back watching everything. And we just gonna all talk about for his little, we all gonna say, oh, it's just part of God's plan. It's all part of God's plan. God got something better for us, It was just God, just doing him. No, God killed plenty of people, innocent people, and he sat back and watched it. That's why I said Satan and the devil is the good guys. Satan and the devil is the good guys. Because on top of that, they created him. God created him, I should say. But I should say they because, they the ones who create the characters anyway. So saying the devil really ain't got no name. But it is evil that does exist. Don't get me wrong. There is a duality. Like black and white, there is a duality and all that stuff. But y'all must realize, evil wouldn't exist if the 1% never made it like this in the first place. I want y'all to really think about that, man. I stopped going to church when I was a youngin', When I first got baptized and all that stuff, I felt good, because I was still young at that time. I'm like, oh, I'm saved, all this other stuff. I'm sinful, I'm sin-free, whatever you want to say. But then you get older and you realize sin was created by man too. And then you realize also that you're getting baptized in a church that takes your money anyways, and it was built by man on all churches. And then on top of that, if you was to struggle, right, and the pastor is so-called holy, so if you was to go to that same church and you was fucked up on money, your church wouldn't give you a damn dime. The church wouldn't give you nothing. You want to know why they won't give you nothing? Because in their mind, the church people think I'm blessed. Y'all don't deserve it. So that means you did something to be broke. That means you did something to do this and all that stuff. When actuality, they just didn't have the funds or the life sort resources and all that stuff. And they ended up in that position. But they gonna be like, most Christians or most people gonna be like, God will make a way. God ain't gonna make no way because you're the only person that's gonna make a way. Me looking at myself is me saying like, okay, I'm gonna make a way. One thing about Michael Jackson I always loved about him was man in the mirror. And let me tell you about the deeper message behind that. Michael Jackson's man in the mirror. I gotta do a breakdown about Michael Jackson about how he died. His death was actually how can I say? His death was actually planned because when I was like 13 years old, it was an article that was put out 6 months before he died, saying that he was gonna die at 50. I put that on my soul, and I can die today. I could die today if I was lying, but I don't be lying though. I tell it how it is. But yeah, the man in the mirror, he said, I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him, which is me, basically pointing out myself, him, which is y'all, to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. if you want to make a world a better place. Take a look at yourself and make that change. A lot of people didn't caught that. The deeper message with that is everybody gotta take a look at themselves in the mirror and realize that we are the one that's gonna make the change. If we don't make a change now, we're fucked. Isn't gonna be no future. We are the only people to make a change. Unless y'all like this system, unless y'all like going to church, being a so-called holy believer, nothing really matters though. You probably like chasing money all the time. It's cool to have money because, it gets you what you need to do and gets you where you need to be. But just know that money is being printed while y'all work your asses off and everybody work their asses off for the money. So you exchange your time for money, So, yeah. This is the deeper message about once the church falls, life will actually start. But like I said, we're already in the final seconds anyways, because when the Bible was introduced was the actual end times, and the rapture is when everybody wakes up to the actual truth, realizing that everything was bullshit and everything handed to us was bullshit. And we realize that our true power lies in our own self and numbers. Just think about it, numbers. We have 1 million people to go on the street and telling everybody to let's quit our job, do this. Oh, we'll overthrow anything and everybody. But people want to believe in their Bible. People want to believe in God because they feel like, oh, if I do this, I'm finna go to hell. Well, if you believe that, then that's where you're gonna be. But obviously, me, I don't really give a damn about none of that shit, because all that shit was created by man. But that's the end of this video, about life will start after the church falls, So yeah, life will start after the church falls, So subscribe, like, comment, share it around. I already know I ain't gonna get that many views because I haven't posted in a long time. And I also realized that, they don't like me speaking the truth anyways, because I'm very open-minded. So I'm finna post another video. So I might wear the same clothes, because I'm shooting multiple videos this day. So thanks for watching all that stuff, man. Savvy, man.